The Old Electric Train Operators Society was formed in 1965 and has been going continuously ever since. These are movies of the first year that it was going on. The members are all from the San Gabriel Valley, mostly. We see Jim Curtin, Harrison Bemis, and Al Shadler here, and Wes Fry. This was the first prototype of the 3245 long cab that Art Varney made. Jim Curtin and Dick Thompson are examining one of his 400Es. Al Shadler is in the middle in the back. And Art Varney is now in the middle of the picture. That's Gene Noller walking around there. And these are all of Dick Thompson's 400Es. He had 12 or 13 of them, and at that time we thought that was quite something. This is Bill Jeffries. He had a 4-car garage and shop, which was probably almost 6 cars wide, and upstairs he had a recreation room for the trains. Well, it was built sort of like a barn, and he had a great layout that ran all around the outside of the room. This is Jim Curtin's 4637 and train. Is a volt amp engine. And cars for it. Gordon Nesbitt had his trains in his garage, and he had a layout in standard gauge suspended from the ceiling. At that time he was strongly in O gauge. We're watching some of the production models of the 3245 long cabs running here. Here's a double header coming. Rather an impressive sight. That's Art Varney there. And Dick Thompson and Ralph Pauley, Jim Curtin, and Al Shadler, and Wes Fry, and Gordon. This was rather different in that you got a high-level view of the trains running. Of course, we always had refreshments. This is Al Shadler's train room. And he'd built a special room across a breezeway from his house. And he collected toys as well. You see a McCoy train running here. We were all pretty strongly into standard gauge in those days. and one of his toys, the Amos and Andy Tin Lizzie. Jim Curtin put a layout on the floor. He doesn't have a place for a permanent layout, and this is what we customarily do at these meetings. Each one of us, as there are 12 members, have a meeting a year, and it's obligatory to put down a layout, doesn't matter what gauge it's in, that the members can bring trains to run on. This was quite a complicated layout that Jim had put up. These are some more of Jim's trains on shelves in his family room. And the evening wouldn't be complete without the usual refreshments. Ralph Pauley had his trains in his garage too, and he'd taken over the whole garage. And as an early collector, starting in the early 40s, he had quite a collection. He had a lot of things that we couldn't even find in later years. And he was great at, shall we say, kit bashing. And this is Ralph's 600E. It's a 462. It grew from a 400E. It's a very nice looking job. And this is Dick Wheeler's 408 and a set of door fan cars. And of course the gang gets together for socializing and more refreshments. Wes Fry turned up an awful lot of trains, and he would put a layout on the floor for a meeting. These are a few of his trains. He doesn't have a large place to display trains. And here we are. Jim Curtin, as usual, is oiling his train before he puts it on the track. That's Ralph Pauley in the middle there, Jim Curtin and Gene Noller. And Bill Jeffries is watching his train run. And this is Dick Wheeler with a new acquisition just picked up that night. It's a 3245 short cab Ives and the 3 Black Diamond cars. We didn't even know if it would run at that point, but it did. That's Shannon Marshall in the corner. And we had a Christmas party at Bill Jeffries in 1966, and Gene Noller just came up the stairs. And Ed White was just behind him. This is another good look at Bill Jeffries' layout. This is the 4-track main on one side of the room. And on the other side, it's single track. You could get a lot of running on a layout this size. And here's the whole gang. And a Christmas cake. We couldn't do without that.